McCovey Cove. Willie McCovey, number 44. We love looking at stretch. Welcome back to Giants Baseball. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and in moments we'll have Game 2 between the Giants and the Diamondbacks. And last night, the Giants won Game 1 with the long ball. And while the long ball hasn't been a strength of the Giants this season, we have seen some pretty sweet shots leave the yard off of a Giants bat. And we came up with 3 of our favorites. We're going to take you back and bring you up to speed with our AT&T Rapid Rewind.
High drive, left field, out of here, we are going home. High drive, left field, out of here, we are going home. High drive, left field, out of
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Is the long ball in the cards for the Giants tonight? It's always fun to wait and see. Game 2 coming up in moments, but first we're going to check in with our Sportsnet Central studios for an update.
By the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. Very comfortable, 63 degrees, hardly any winds at all. The humidity at 49%, and the forecast is perfect. All right, let's take a look at the Arizona Diamondbacks lineup. It'll be Drew, Roberts, Upton, who hit a long home run last night, and Miguel Montero, who hit 2 long home runs last night, and he's got 16 on the season. It'll be Reynolds, who's got 44 home runs, followed by Parra, Eric Burns, Brandon Allen, and Kevin Mulvey will pitch in bat 9.
Defensively, the Giants are going to set it up with Lewis, Rowan, and Bowker. That's your outfield. Uribe Sandoval on the left side of the infield with Velez and Ishikawa on the right side. Whiteside, he gets the job to put the fingers down. And on the mound tonight for the Giants, making his 6th start as a Giant with the big right-hander, Brad Penny. Brad Penny comes into this ball game a very, very confident pitcher. Penny, a 32-year-old right-hander, in his 10th year at the big league level, 6'4", 230 pounds. 3-1 on the year with the Giants, 3.31 ERA, 15 strikeouts in 25 innings. You're going to see a fastball he'll 2 and 4 seam with. It'll go low to mid 90s and even higher at times with a curveball, slider, changeup, and a split. He throws them all. Very aggressive to strike zone. You'll see a lot of strike one challenges with that fastball.
Mentioned it was the last night game during the regular season here at AT&T Park. Rich Aurelia took up the lineup card tonight. And who knows, maybe an at bat for Aurelia tomorrow. You would think so, as he will play in his final home game. Now this is a Ask Crook and Kite tonight. It's brought to you by Subway Eat Fresh. Go to csnbayarea.com and click on Ask Crook and Kite. And we will ask and answer a bunch, a whole lot. And we will also acknowledge the bad ones, too.
Nobody's going to write us a bad one.
There will be some bad ones, trust me.
No, yeah. They'll be all good.
Yeah. And I know where 2 of those bad ones are coming from, too.
Where's that?
Not that far from here.
Rosie in the truck? We've been hard on Rosie, I got to tell you.
But that wasn't one of mine.
Okay. Who are your 2?
Because I mentioned Rosie in the truck yesterday. Devin from the city.
Yeah.
That's one. And Joe from Dublin.
Joe from Dublin.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look forward to those questions.
So we are just about ready for the very first pitch of this ball game. It'll be Brian Knight doing the honors behind home plate. Wendelstedt, Demuth, and Eddings. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a bit outside. So we get started a couple of minutes late. Drew hitting .256 as he lifts this one down the left field line. A long run for Lewis, but this will curl foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We've got good fans all over the place.
He's ready.
Good looking families here at the park tonight.
She got bumped off the leg. You know, that's tough for an older sister.
All right, Dad's got another leg. Drew last night went 0 for 4. Bouncing ball, and it'll be Velez getting rid of it quickly and not nearly in time as Drew beats it out.
Well, that's one of the things that Stephen Drew can do to play in the infield is he can put some speed on it, make an infielder hurry. Once that ball got over the head of Penny, it was going to be a tough play for either of the middle infielders. And really, to his credit, I thought that Eugenio Velez is pretty creative with how fast he tried to get rid of it. He knew he had very little time.
Here's Ryan Roberts. Roberts shows bunt, and he takes a fastball high. Roberts hitting .281, 7 home runs, 25 driven in. Roberts had a hit in 4 at-bats last night with a strikeout. In at third is Sandoval. Upton to follow. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Brad Penny, Matt Cain, they both have the same technique of putting on that cap. That cap will tell you a lot about what they're thinking. At times a bit exasperated.
Here's a little pop-up into shallow right field. Velez, who is an outfielder, got a good jump on that pop-up, and he makes the catch.
No bad hop in that pop-up. Last night, one of the more impressive at-bats from a right-hander we've ever seen in this ballpark. Just the second time we think that anybody has gone to this section of right field as a right-handed hitter. Jeremy Affeldt supplied the power, just the 3rd home run he's given up this year, and that was one that we all talked about. In 10 years here at this ballpark, there have been just 28 home runs hit out to right field by right-handed hitters.
Here's Upton, who takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And you add on 2009 with Upton and Ryan Zimmer, the only other one, make that 30 on the year. And we want to say thanks to Peter Holmes and Bill Arnold for providing us with the research to back those claims up. Just 30 home runs in 10 years from right-handed hitters to right field. Remarkable.
Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just to put that in perspective, over 700 have gone out to left field from right-handed hitters.
It's just about, what, 3 a year?
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple of seasons where just 1 went out. 2007, Matt Holliday, the only right-handed hitter home run to right field. And then last year, Benji Molina, the only right-handed hitter to hit 1 out. So 30 home runs, remarkable.
1 and 2.
Just straight fade outside corner, throwing it right through a swing. The thing about Penny, he is not afraid to challenge with that fastball. He believes in that pitch.
On a play down the right field line.
There's a little bit too much strike zone with that fastball in a 1-2 count.
Runner at first is Stephen Drew. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a foul back.
Breaking ball. Get that thing down. If you have a 1-2 or an 0-2 count, you do not want to miss high with that breaking ball. Miss below the strike zone.
8-3 lifetime against Arizona. Look at the ERA, lowest against any opponent. That's pretty good, because you figure a lot of those starts were in Arizona, in a park that is really suited to hit the ball.
That's 101 lifetime innings against the D-backs.
Tried to shave the outside corner and missed. 2 and 2.
Better location. He still hasn't gone right at the hands with the fastball. It's wide open. He's been staying away from Upton. Whiteside wants a breaking ball.
Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 outs.
Think about his breaking ball. It's not a big one. Moving on is very quick, very subtle, but it's very late. And that's the key. That thing looks fastball a long time, and right up there at the plate, it just takes that little movement down and away. And a swing through C in a perfect location. Upton takes a U-turn.
I got a question. This is Lois from Santa Rosa. How often do you have to mute the mic during a broadcast, either out of laughter or frustration?
6 times a night.
Well, I might argue it's maybe a little less than that, but sometimes 6 and sometimes 2.
Sometimes 15.
And as far as out of frustration, let's see, on the top of my head this year, at the end of the game, about 7 times. There's a line drive into left field, and Montero stays hot. And that'll bring to the plate Mark Reynolds.
Montero is hot.
He just did it the other day. Can't remember what it was. There's Drew. If I'm Uribe, I got to go over there right now and smooth that out. Because the next ground ball hit there is Drew's going to have to smooth it out. That's a bad hop waiting to happen.
Just killed your infield right there.
Well, I think you were talking about teeth, horse teeth or something. And
yeah,
we had to turn the microphone off because we were close to getting fired. Reynolds with 44 home runs. He's got good numbers against Penny. He's 3 for 5 lifetime with a home run. And that breaking ball is up high.
And we were talking about horse teeth at Cal Poly. And I heard from some of my ex-classmates today, they were not too happy with that.
Two-0 pitch, out of play. Brad from Monterey, can you recommend a good hot dog stand in San Luis Obispo?
I sure can.
You want to think about it? And he wants to know from me, how many bales of hay fit on a standard field trailer? About 90 to 100.
Really?
Yep. I just drew pictures of it to figure it out. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Wow. Yeah, you go to Frank's. It's on Monterey. I think it's Monterey and Johnson. Frank's best hot dog in town.
Now, is Frank's the name of the restaurant, or is it the restaurant and the owner?
Well, that's Frank. No, it's not the owner. The owner's not named Frank, but that's the name of the restaurant. Frank's Hot Dogs. Go check it out. 2 thumbs up.
2-2. He got him to end the inning. And the Diamondbacks strand a pair. Giants are coming up. And to win 4 for 5 last night. He and Molina, what a combination they were. Followed by Uribe Bowker. Travis Ishikawa. Rowan will hit 7th. Whiteside 8th. Penny 9th.
All right, let's take a look at the defense for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the outfield will be Burns, Parra, and Upton. Drew and Reynolds on the left side of the infield. Roberts and Allen on the right side. Miguel Montero will do the catching. And on the hill tonight will be Kevin Mulvey, the right-hander, making his 4th start. 0-2 on the year, 7.41 ERA, 18 hits and 11 walks. That's 29 base runners in 17 innings, and that's too many. 14 strikeouts. Mulvey will give you 4 different looks with the stuff you're going to see from him. Fastball with some pretty good sink. He can also four-seam the fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. When he's right, you're going to see a lot of ground balls. As you just saw, he likes that sinker a lot.
Velez takes a pitch inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Lewis to follow. On the ground towards the hole, into the hole. Past the diving Roberts and a leadoff single for Velez. That's what you call a seeing-eye single. And here's Fred Lewis. So our ball dude down the first base line, it's Ron Olson. Ron's one of our terrific ball dudes. Ted Griggs, our main man at Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, that's his uncle. And Ted's cousin Dennis is down the third base line, Dennis Olson. So we got Olsons all over the place. Ron's 75, 13 grandchildren. So we'll be keeping a close eye on the Olsons. If they screw up, we're going to blame Ted. That's what they do in the office anyway.
Blame Ted. Fred Lewis likes the D-backs. 320 lifetime. Big fly, 8 RBIs.
Velez with 9 steals. He's leaning. He's not going, and the pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Parth from San Jose wants to know before the game, what time do players get out on the field in practice? What about 3 hours before the game?
Yeah, as a group they get out around 4 o'clock. It can change in September when you have a lot of extra bodies like they have now.
Up the middle, smoked. Drew has it. Drew throws him out. So the fact that Velez was jockeying back and forth like he was thinking about going, I think it drew closer to the bag.
You see him take a huge step over there, and that's the jockey step you're talking about. Boy, and Fred Lewis, you can't have a better at bat. A sinker baller going right back up the middle. Instead of a first and third, they get a double play, and that one hurts.
Here's Sandoval.
But if a guy's going to take extra hitting, they'll get out here, 2 o'clock, take their extra hitting session. And some guys, if they need some therapy from the trainers, they get out here as early as noon. Coaches are always here around noon for a 7 o'clock game. And the clubhouse guys, they get here even earlier. Let's take a look at our Chevron unsurpassed performance, the highest batting average versus any opponent in Major League Baseball, minimum of 40 at bats. Well, Pablo Sandoval hit .509 against Arizona. Hard to believe anybody was better, but Felipe Lopez against the Astros, and Joe Mauer, who is amazing with the bat, he hit .536 against the Tribe.
3-0 to Sandoval. The Panda Fan Club is here. And the 4-pitch walk.
4-hit night for Pablo Sandoval last night, and this one was home run number 23 on the year. About a third of the way up the bleachers. And that got the Panda fan club up and in a bow.
Here's Uribe. Uribe takes a strike. Uribe at 297. Took an 0 for 3 last night with a couple of walks. Here he takes low. Big night last night for Benjamin Molina. A couple of home runs to give him 20. He was as happy last night as Darrell Evans was in '83 to hit 30.
Yes, he has a good call. Good analogy.
Bobby from Rancho Cordova. Who was the smelliest player you had to be with while you were a player? Well, let me just put it this way, Mike. I'm not going to answer that. It wasn't you.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's smooth. It wasn't you.
Okay. Here's our really first stupid question of the night.
Okay. What do we got?
It's Bobby from Rancho Cordova.
Bobby, what are you thinking about?
Come on. You got to try harder than that. Oh. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a shot to left, but it's right at Burns to end the inning. Is Uribe hit it right on the nose. Second inning coming up. 0-0. Up for just $10, you can salute one of the most exciting teams of '09, your Giants. You will also receive a $5 credit towards food and beverage by just presenting your ticket at the concession stand to redeem. Take advantage of this great offer. Visit sfgiants.com and enter coupon code THANKS. Hands full. Mom's got her hands full.
Oh, she's loving it. That's what makes them moms.
Here's Gerardo Parra facing Brad Penny, and a fastball for a strike. Marty Kelly from Dublin. Is there ever a time a reliever, while warming up in the bullpen, tells a pitching coach that his stuff is just not there, is he should not go into the game? Well, you know, to us that's like, oh, come on, but It's not a bad question.
It isn't a bad question, and I have seen it happen. But it's always been where the guy his arm didn't feel right. Because one thing that you learn when you're up here after a few years is you don't trust the stuff you have in the bullpen. It always changes once you get out there on the mound.
Yeah, it's called adrenaline. On the ground, outfield grass, Velez spins, got him, nice play.
That was a nice play.
He's come a long way, folks.
He's fun to watch. And we didn't say that in April. In April, it was almost like he had to think before he made his move, but not anymore. He starts to feel the game. He's getting a good first step, and he's as athletic as anybody in this game. He just can do some amazing things, and we're starting to see him on a consistent basis. He's been one great story for this team this year.
Here's Burns. All right, here's Thomas Williams from Concord. Why don't all Major League ballparks have zero tolerance policy for fan interference? You know what, Thomas Williams? I don't know, but I agree with you. Every park should.
Should be a policy all throughout baseball. And I think the reason it's not is that there are absolutely some times when interference can save the home team.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there isn't consistent policy. But to me, it should be cut and dry. You interfere, you're gone.
Slowly hit foul.
And that would end it. There'd be no more problems. If all of baseball, if all of the fans knew that if you interfere, you're going to get kicked out of the game, they wouldn't interfere.
That's right.
End of problem.
One and two to Burns. Penny leaps. He's got it on one hop. Flips it to Ishikawa. 2 outs.
Now you watch Penny, and as big as he is, moves very, very well. And it's on a consistent basis. I mean, he can come in a ball, field tough plays towards the third base line. If this guy was not a big league pitcher, he'd be wrestling bulls. I'm convinced of that.
I agree. Or a bouncer somewhere. Justin from Windsor wants to know how many guys work in the scoreboard in right field. Well, when we did the game from the box down the right field line in the archway, we walked back in there. I think there's 2 guys back there, and a computer, and a television monitor. And so they know we're talking about him right now.
And they don't sit down a lot.
And a lot of times what I like to do is this is popped up to Whiteside. And maybe we'll do it next inning. Just have them change the Dodgers score to make them losing, and they'll let us know if they're watching or not. 0-0.
a no-hitter. He also stood in this very dugout and watched Barry Bonds pass Hank Aaron's long-time standing home run record, and he was behind the dish catching when Pete Rose broke the all-time hits record. All right?
Amy, you've got it going. Here's John Bowker in a 0-0 ball game with Ishikawa and Aaron Rowan. Bowker hitting 196. And that pitch is outside, 2-0. Dennis from Concord. How many baseballs do you go through, Mike, during a season in the broadcast booth? I know that one. Well, how many games the Giants win?
If they win, whatever game I'll keep that ball for a 16-game win streak. That'll be the same ball.
So you've kept 84 right there, and you haven't changed.
Well, but I keep the same ball. That's
right.
And if they lose, I get rid of it, get a new ball. So I don't know, 40.
3-0 to Bowker. And a strike, 3-1.
But if they have a loss on them, see it later. They're gone. We've even changed balls in the middle of the game.
Bowker pops it up. That'll be a souvenir. Robert from Tracy. How does a player get a full pension? Is it based on games played or years of service? Well, it's pretty interesting. It used to be, in order to get any kind of pension at all, you had to have 5 years in the major leagues. And then they dropped it to 4 years. As Bowker bounces it into right field for a base hit. And then lo and behold, about 15 years ago, one day in the big leagues, and you received a pension. Tune in to Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast, NBC Bay Area tonight at 11, and wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area weekday morning starting at 4:30.
Really still.
There's our scoreboard. The scoreboard control room. That's the one right. What's probably 20 yards to our right, led by Kevin Skillings. On the ground and a base hit to right field. Bowker will stop at second base.
Giants will come out the bench swinging. You know, back when it was 4 years before you got a pension, you see a challenge fastball, and they're not waiting for anything. They're up there hacking. To get fully vested, you had to have 20 years in the big leagues. When they changed the rule, and after one day you had a pension, you had to play 10 years to get fully vested. And that's where it stands today.
Yeah, fully vested simply meaning that you max out with 10 years. But now if you play a day, a week, you will receive a check. It won't be very big. But we have a great pension. We do not deny that. Of course, in the time frame that we played, we earned it. Here's Rowan. Rowan pops up the first pitch, and it's going to be out of play.
That's why, I mean, back in the day, as a rookie, as a young player, you didn't say a word till you had 4 years in the big leagues. The day you got your 4 years, and it was a party.
So, an old friend of ours, not Rick Russell, but Rick's brother Paul, on the day he got his 4th year, and it was a big deal for him. Oh, 1 pitch to Rowan, and Rowan, are they going to say he swung?
I think he defended himself. If this ball doesn't hit the bat, it hits him right square in the chest.
It did. It hit him right on the handle.
This ball just takes off right into him. he definitely leads the team in bruises. That would have just been one more on a body that's covered with them. And he is equipped to take one in the chest, believe me. He is rock solid.
Well, instead of in the chest, he takes it in the back, and that was a breaking ball.
That's an 0-2 breaking ball mistake, and Mulvey is rattled. That is the last thing that he intended on doing, just a lazy breaking ball that didn't do diddly. And that's going to bring out Mel Stottlemyre Jr., the pitching coach for the D-backs. He's going to try and calm his young arm down.
Here's Rennell Brooks-Moon, our PA announcer here at the ballpark.
She's fantastic.
Was here since day one. Then Pac-Bell Park. And then wasn't it SBC Park?
Yeah, Pac-Bell, SBC Park, now AT&T. She is not only very talented, but bubbly and full of life and energy. A joy to be around.
There's Eli Whiteside with the bases loaded. Whiteside swings at a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Hit a grand slam in Houston to win a ball game for the Giants. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Miguel from Novato. Croup, did you ever consider naming your son Kuiper Kruko?
Yeah, you know what? We have 4 sons and a daughter. If we'd have a 5th son, he'd have been Kuiper Kruko.
Such a liar. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a little flip job into right field, and that's going to work. And they're going to wave in Ishikawa. Upton's throw is a good one, but it's late. And it's 2-0 Giants.
Now we're going to make that our 4th quality drive of the game. And for Eli Whiteside, who is having a good week with the bat, comes up strong. Breaking ball, not a bad one either. Right out there, knee-high outside corner. And just gets enough hair on it to throw it over the head of Ryan Roberts. And Travis Ishikawa getting a good read on that. Takes on a very good arm. And cashes in our 4th quality drive of the game.
And you see Whiteside pick out the foot of Montero as it was located right in front of home plate. And Ishikawa. There's a guy here, Mike, that thinks we've been censored. Penny bunts it foul.
Censored, really? In what way?
Well, it's not. It's Deborah from Reno. Have you guys been censored? I don't recall any Rhino Youngs. Or my personal favorite, Snake Eye, this year. I remember the Rhino Young. I remember the other one. That is one of my favorites.
Well, the games haven't been boring. They haven't been going to sleep.
You know what? That's true. They've been nail biters till the very end.
We haven't seen many yawners.
Last year, the year before, my word, there were Rhino yawns all over the place.
In the 3rd inning.
There's the bunt. And Penny. Oh, airmail, but caught by Roberts. And the sacrifice is complete with a little drama.
Well, right now, nothing is coming easy for Kevin Mulvey. Looks at 3rd, sets his feet, and almost gooses one down the line. And Roberts makes a nice play to go way up. Spirit come down the back to get the out.
Here's Eugenio Velez. Velez opened up the game for the Giants with a base hit. 2 runs in here in the second. Big breaking ball is wide. Lewis to follow. Lined into left center field. It's going to be Parra making the catch and falling, but Rowan would have scored anyway. It's a sacrifice fly, and it's 3-0.
Nice at bat. And we will never, ever, ever fail to point out how good of an at bat that is. No yawners there.
Here's Fred Lewis. We said we would point out bad questions, right?
You got another one?
Barron from Davis. Is there any way you guys could do a telecast from the club in right field?
That's from Barron Davis?
Or it could be Dan from Davis. There's a foul on the left field line and out of play. Jamie from Redwood City. Nate Sherholz does not wear batting gloves. Why? Well, a lot of times guys just don't find it comfortable. They want to feel the actual wood on their hands. But he definitely is in the minority.
Especially in Northern California.
So Lewis has batting gloves on. Good pitch, 0-2.
I mean, I think if you're going to see guys who don't use it, you'll see it in warmer weather. But Sherholz, I mean, he's old school. He wants to feel the wood.
2 outs, 1 on, 3 in. Just inside, 1-2.
There used to be a classic show on TV called Home Run Derby back in the 60s. Yeah. It was one of my favorites as a kid. You go back and you see those old shows, and those hitters, and they were the best hitters, the best home run hitters of the day. All the great hitters.
And they were all the guys we watched as kids.
And they didn't have gloves. They were all up there commando.
Lewis dribbles this one. It's going to stay fair, and Allen will tag the bag. 3 runs for the Giants. After 2, 3-0 San Francisco. Story presented by Farmers Insurance. Visit farmers.com to hear real true stories from farmers, customers, and find a Bay Area agent near you. Farmers Insurance, ready, feels good.
You know, you can always tell Chris Spire just by the way he took his arm back to make his throw.
They go to the last day of the season to win it.
He had that crow hop, and then he would just let it fly.
He had a great relay on it too.
Kevin Mulvey facing Brad Penny, and Penny starts him off with a strike. Mulvey is 0 for 5. Look out, he is no longer 0 for 5.
Well, this week Tim Lincecum and the Giants struck out 8 Cubs, and that will earn fans $8 off tickets to tomorrow's ball game. That's right, October 1st. That's tomorrow. Giants are taking on the D-backs, and it is a day game. It's Lincecum's next start. Those regular $17 bleacher seats are going to go on sale for $9, and you can reserve those seats right now by logging on to sfgiants.com. And you can receive the K-Zone discount. Use the coupon code GIANTSK when purchasing tickets online. Code GIANTSK.
For Mulvey, his first major league hit, and here's Stephen Drew. And a strike from Penny. No balls and 1 strike. On the ground, Ishikawa kicks it past Velez into right field, and it'll be a base hit for Drew. So a base hit for Drew, his second of the game.
Just off the top of the web of the glove of Ishikawa. Nice effort. Now, many of you who are wondering if that ball would have kicked up and hit the base runner, would he have been out? The answer is no. Once it hits a player's glove, then it hits a runner. All bets are off. It's a live ball, but he's not out.
On the ground, Uribe to Velez, and Velez could not get it out of his glove, and he had a double play.
He had a big time double play. Roberts fell down coming out of the box.
And that's inexperience from Eugenio Velez.
Roberts could not believe the good fortune that he was able to beat that back in.
So here's Upton. Upton struck out in the first inning. And there's a strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, that's the same pitch he struck him out at. First pitch slider. Perfect location. It's got a little quiet here at the ballpark when Upton stepped in the box, the tying run.
Penny, strikeout or double play ball. He'd take even a pop-up. Good pitch, but Upton laid off it. Two balls and 1 strike to Upton. Upton, did he get hit? He did. And now do they appeal and say he went around?
Yep.
Wow.
They appealed to first base umpire Hunter Windelstead. And that's got to bring A.J. Hinch out of here as soon as he realizes what happened. He's saying that this is a swing. That is a rough call.
That's not a swing.
It gets him right on the wrist. And he was hit. That wasn't even close to the bat. Giants get a huge break here. And Hunter Whittlested, yes, that's a swing. Well, if you swing and it hits you, it's still a strike. And this has the makings of a rough at bat.
Wow.
Chip Hell, the third base coach, walking away, shaking his head. They can't believe the call. It's him right in the wrist. I mean, you're talking 4 inches away from the bat. This is not an act. That hurt. And insult to injury as he's still in the batter's box. It cost him a strike.
Meanwhile, Penny started to throw again. I mean, the beef that A.J. Hinch should have is with Hunter Whittlested. Two balls, 2 strikes. You got an angry Upton right now, so Penny knows he has to be careful. He got him.
That's the roughest at bat of the year. And a big strikeout, and with a runner at third base and less than 2 outs, and that's what you're pitching for. He just blows a fastball right across the outside corner at the knees. That is a rough at bat.
Rough. Here's Montero, who singled in the first inning. He's red hot right now. And a breaking ball for a strike.
He is hot. He's been on everything. He hasn't had one swing where he's been out of balance.
Runner goes. Penny steps off, and now they've got Robertson a rundown and a rebase coming home, and out at home is Mulvey. Could not have been executed more perfectly. 3-0 Giants. All right, here's a question from Didi from Sacramento. Mike,
here we go.
Why don't you eliminate fans anymore?
Well, Didi, just for you. We find candidates, and when we do, we take care of them.
Oh, that felt so good.
That did feel good, as a matter of fact. What is that guy thinking about? We promise we're going to bring a lot more eliminations back next year.
From Pinot, Gabriel wants to know, how many foul balls have you caught in this broadcast?
In 10 years?
None.
Not one. We had one that Moises Alou hit up here, and it got caught in the screen that sort of folds up. And that's as close as we ever got. Nothing has ever come into the booth.
Yeah, there's a screen for day games. We use it as a backdrop. And it somehow ended up on that screen. But because of the overhang here, we just do not get a lot of balls that reach this booth. Here's a question, Jared, from Grass Valley. And this is probably a better question when Candlestick was the home field. Are there any players who don't drive themselves to a game? Well, ball players now live across the street. They don't even have to drive.
Well, there's some that don't even have cars.
However, that was not the case at Candlestick.
Well, Candlestick, you had to have a car. Yeah, just 6.2 miles away that way.
Sandoval drew a walk in the first inning. Takes the pitch outside. Sandoval hits a very high drive into right center field. A lot of room out there, and Upton nearly ran into Parra.
Now, this is what Justin Upton did when he went out to take his position. He's talking to Hunter Windelstead, who called the strike and kept him in the batter's box, and eventually tossed him a strikeout. Well, stopped by to talk to him.
When Hunter Windelstead looks at this, he's going to realize that he made the wrong call.
And that was strike 3, and really a rough at bat.
Rebate takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Center field, Parra racing back. He will put it away. So 2 balls squared up well, only to be caught by the Diamondbacks center fielder. 2 outs for John Bowker.
Well, we got some carry at this ballpark. 6 home runs last night. Now watch, he gets out a little bit out front, and he's reaching just a little bit, and he still hits it about 405 feet to right center. And in a ballpark that really isn't made for home runs, especially the right side of the field, a pretty impressive swing of the bat, but it also illustrates that it is carrying.
Bowker out in front, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a good changeup. That's a pitch that they would like to see him throw more of. Oh yeah, she takes her Giants very seriously. Yes, she does.
Strike call, 1 and 2. Ishikawa to follow. Seth from Rohnert Park wants to know why pitchers don't apologize to a batter after they hit someone. Because it's a manly sport.
Yeah.
This is a.
I'll tell you why. Because they don't want to hear it. That's why.
Bowker hits it out to left for Burns, and that will end the inning. All right, it's 3-0 Giants.
Top of the fourth, and you saw Rich Aurelia take out tonight's lineup before the game, and he's one of your choices in tonight's poll question. Just log on to csnbayarea.com, tell us what you think, and we'll give you the results on the Esurance Giants postgame live.
All right, thanks, Amy. I think there's some of these should be Ask Amy.
Yeah, we should do Ask Amy.
Here's Miguel Montero. Montero hitting here in the fourth inning. Here's Romas wants to know, what is your favorite winter destination?
San Luis Obispo.
Couch. Foul down the left field line.
That is no exaggeration.
You know, in all honesty, in our younger years when our wives were raising the kids, when the season was over, it was not unusual for Jennifer or for my wife Michelle to say, okay, where are we going? And well, we'd just gotten off the road for 6 months. They wanted to go, and we didn't want to go anywhere.
And I think it's true of all baseball players who are dads. I mean, the offseason is a time to be a dad. Be there.
Montero, he went around.
I mean, you're a dad every day, of course, but you're on the road 81 days a year. You miss a lot of your child's life. So the offseason, you don't.
2-2 pitch. It is very high. It's Penny. May want a new baseball.
That did not feel good. Watch the left stride step come out. A lot of torque on that ankle, that knee, lower back.
And he got him.
Good pitch. All right, time now for our Aflac trivia question. The question tonight: which three active Major League players played in the last game at Candlestick Park on September 30th, 1999? Let's think about that for a bit.
Reynolds struck out in the first inning. Adela from Davis wants to know, do you guys have any special drinks during the post-game wrap? Basically, we're pretty smoked by the time we do that.
Don't even say that.
No, we do not indulge. And there's a base hit to left field by Reynolds, a one-out single.
Now, there have been times when Harry Callis passed away earlier this year. Behind the microphone, actually behind at his desk at the ballpark, a friend of ours, and we did have a cold one to Harry, and we had it right after the game. But basically, that's our policy: is we wait.
Parra bounced out to Velez, who made a very nice play in the second. And he hooks this one foul as it caroms right to Ishikawa.
Oh yeah.
Dennis from Davis wants to know which of you is better at beer pong.
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you got a table in your house.
That's true.
It's like never play pool with a guy who's got a pool table in his house.
That's exactly right.
On the ground to Velez. To the hard way. No. As Parra beats the throw.
You know what I've discovered about beer pong is that there's house rules wherever you go.
I'm sure there is. My problem is that I don't like beer.
Well, do it with Pinot. Pinot Pong. It works.
It's such a California game, isn't it?
You don't see that played in Wisconsin. That's a fact.
One 1-0 to Parra. Parra with 5 steals. He's been thrown out 6 times, and he takes the pitch wide, 2-0. Toby, I'd like to know how many bats does an everyday player go through in a season? Now, these days, I'll bet players go through 4 or 5 dozen.
I agree, especially the guys that use the Maplewood bats.
But in the 70s, 2 dozen maybe. Some guys a dozen.
And again, this era, some guys, I remember Benito Santiago, he'd go through a bat order, a road trip. We saw him break 3 bats in 1 at bat.
There's a strike. Unbelievable. The Padres are beating the Dodgers 5-0 in the 4th inning.
Dodgers have already lost 3 in a row coming into tonight's ballgame.
Penny gets off, barehands it, throws, and he hits Burns in the back. And the ball goes flying down the right field line. They're going to wave in Parra. Here's the throw home, and it's not in time. Whiteside could not get a handle, and Burns goes to third, and the umpire falls down to the seat of his pants. Whiteside had Burns.
Well, it's sort of a comedy of errors here. It's going to be a nice play, and then the ball sort of tails into the shoulder of Burns. Now Bowker comes over, picks it up, throws the ball home, and Whiteside is not having a good exchange. He fumbles the ball. He'd have had Burns by 10 feet. That ball really was not close to the bag. Very wide of its target. And there you see that a really exchange to Sandoval late, and Doug Eddings from the seat of his pants called him safe.
So there's no infield hit for Burns. It's an error all the way. And here's Brandon Allen with the pitcher on deck. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitches a strike. Here's a question. Billy from San Jose. How do you guys stay married? Well, we're not really married to each other.
No, that is true. We are not.
Yeah, how do you do that? I guess we picked the right one.
Road trips.
Up high, 3-1.
You know the other thing I discovered about beer pong? I'm better in the 4th game than I am in the 1st game.
Yeah.
I don't know why that
in some ways, that's not good.
I'm just saying.
You're your own closer. Is that what you're saying? And the walk to Allen, bringing the pitcher up.
I don't think Penny wanted any part of Allen with the pitcher coming up. And there you see the hat goes up, and he tips the hat back just like Matt Cain. There's some concern as to what's going on out there in the field. He's having to dig his heels in here. Next pitch for Penny will be number 60 on the night.
Mulvey had his first big league hit in the 3rd inning. Mulvey trying to get out of the way. And a half check swing fouls it, 1 ball and 1 strike.
This ball almost hits him.
One and 2.
Pounds that inside corner like good fastball.
Charles, go ahead. Charles from Turlock wants to know how long at the end of the season, after the season's over, do you guys start missing baseball? December.
Yeah, Christmas time. That's after the season ends, right around the 1st of November.
Nice play, Whiteside, 2 and 2. You really do start. I mean, you start paying attention to the postseason, and you cheer for some teams. There might be some guys on a team that you like, or broadcasters on a team in postseason. And then there might be a team you don't like that you're cheering against, and you watch, and you get through the World Series, and Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden Christmas, and check swing roller. Penny will take his time. Side retired. Damage, 1 run. Ishikawa will lead things off.
We're going to go back to September 30th, 1999. That's when the Giants played their last game ever at Candlestick Park. It was a losing effort to the Dodgers. That day, it didn't matter because the great one came out and threw the last pitch. They dug up home plate. Larry Barrett, Peter McGowan, and Gino Tolucci, and delivered it to this gentleman who took it in a helicopter over to the site, which is now AT&T Park. They dropped home plate, and that is our Corona timeout.
And that's a new one.
That's a brand new one right there. What do you think? Month?
In about 6 months, that one right there will not allow that hat to be on. Maybe 8 months.
Oh yeah. After about 6 months of rest, and then they didn't wear one for 3 years, and then they put them on again. They still haven't taken them off.
Comb or hat? I think I'll go with the hat today.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding?
See, we've been known to do that on the road as well. Here's Ishikawa. 3-1 Giants. Ishikawa singled in the 2nd inning. Fouls this one back to even the count.
Good swing. I'd like to get another home run. Put him in the double digits. He's sitting on 9 right now. Every time we come to the yard, there's more Panda hats.
Swing and a miss, 1-2, and that pitch breaking down and in. To Rich Aurelia fan, last home game for Rich Aurelia tomorrow. Two balls and 2 strikes.
There's Rich Aurelia talking it over with Nate Sherholz.
And Ishikawa out swinging. First strikeout.
That was a good breaking ball for Mulvey. Right now, we are going to ask and answer our Aflac trivia question. The question: which 3 active Major League players played in the last game at Candlestick Park on September 30th, 1999? Our survey said active Major League players. Rich Aurelia went 2 for 4, scored a run. Gary Sheffield went 1 for 3, scored a run. And Adrian Beltre went 2 for 4. Mark Gardner pitched an inning. And F.P. Santangelo was a defensive replacement for J.T. Snow. And on that day, Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent combined to go 0 for 6.
Unusual.
Yeah.
Oh, and 1 to Rowan, who was hit by a pitch in the second. Rowan bounces it to third. Reynolds gives ground, makes a strong throw. Very nice play. Ernesto from San Mateo, how do you guys maintain your focus when you guys have a bad week? I'm assuming meaning that the team had a bad week and we had the broadcast, because we hadn't had any bad weeks.
That's my partner.
You know, I think the best way to answer that is we just love coming here.
Yeah, it's hard to have a bad day when we get to come here.
I mean, any ballpark, really. Whiteside swings and misses, and it's 0-1. It is a good field place. All right, I got one that's in that category of
bad question.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
Rich from San Jose. As Whiteside looks at foul. Crew, why do you say grab some pie and meat?
Grab some pie and meat? Because I like pie and meat. That is so true. Just can't get enough of that stuff. You have meat pie.
High and deep down the left field line. Whiteside out of here, off the foul pole. His second of the year. And it looked a lot like his first Major League home run, except in another yard.
Oh yeah, that'll make you dance, shake your popcorn. And let's watch it one more time. Bovee tries to jam him. He stays inside it, and he barrels it right down the line. And look at this thing stay fair. That is a beautiful swing right there.
Penny bounces 1 to third, and he's retired to end the inning. Giants get a run back on the Whiteside big fly. Here comes the 5th. 4-1 Giants.
2010. 6 days of baseball at Scottsdale Stadium, and you get a one-day tournament playing the Chicago Cubs fantasy campers. Oh yeah, JT Snow is going to be there. Hobie Landreth, Gary Matthews, Rich Murray, Jeff Leonard, Mike McCormick, and many other good ones. For information, call 1-800-411-1919 or visit sfgiants.com/fantasycamp. Check it out. You will have a ball.
Giants with a 4-1 lead. It'll be the top of the order, Stephen Drew, to lead things off. And Drew takes a pitch low. Rich from San Jose. No, it's not Rich. Rich is the one that says grab some pie and meat. Ashley from Hollister. Do the Giants have their own private jet when they travel? Fouled on the left field line. The Giants have a commercial jet through Delta that is theirs. It's empty. It's just for them. And the broadcasters, the staff, players and coaches. There isn't any other people on there except the Giants traveling party. It wasn't always like that though. When I was in Cleveland, when Mike was in Chicago, we flew with other passengers, and it was always rough because figure fans wanting to sit next to you and want to talk about how you really had a bad day the day before.
Yeah, why is it that you get knocked out of the third inning and you gave up 6 earned runs? Well, I don't know.
Outside to Drew, 2-2, but that all changed right around the early to mid 80s, where almost every team went to charter flights. More expensive, but a much better idea. On the ground, Ishikawa gave up his position. Velez will throw to Penny, and a nice athletic play by both guys.
Giants baseball is brought to you by Blue Shield. For affordable health plan options to cover the unexpected, Shield helps. Visit BlueShieldCalifornia.com. BlueShieldCA.com.
Aaron from Sacramento. Is Tim Lincecum's dog really named Cy?
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely. And Brian Wilson's dog is named Dubs.
And Dubs and Cy, very tight.
Yep. Good buddies.
It is Oktoberfest tonight.
That's the greatest.
The guy on the left has
ever
got more Schindburgers than anybody else in that group.
And he's giving them to himself.
He keeps kicking himself. He wasn't even with those people.
Hey, it's Oktoberfest.
He kicked 3 people and they asked him to leave. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oktoberfest. Put your panda on. That's a good hat right there. I gotta tell you right now.
There's some work put into that.
She could be my partner in beer pong.
A 1-1 to Ryan Roberts, and Roberts skies this one into center field. Little guy always takes a healthy cut, and Rowan will put it away. 2 outs.
He does.
This was the play Andres Torres made last night. Roberts ended up with a base hit. He just didn't get the home run because Torres pulled it back.
An amazing play. And again, I mean, that is a home run that he just absolutely took away from Roberts, and he never did score. At the time the Giants maintained a 1-run lead, they would add to it later on in the game. That was a big play.
Troy from Castro Valley. Crook, can you please do your best? Grab some pine, bud, in Wisconsinese.
Oh, absolutely. But it was
Here's the 0-1 in the dirt.
But the guy came up to me. This is a true story. We're in Milwaukee, and the guy came up. He goes, "Hey, how's she going there? You know, I watch your games, and I love it when you say grab some wood there, bud." Okay, grab some wood there, bud. Well, one of our fans here, great guy, and very good with working with wood. He carved that out for us. Grab some wood there, bud. It's in our radio booth now.
Pulled foul. Did he get the ball? Did he get it? Give it up. Come on. You know what? We need to send our fans to some schooling.
Okay, you got it. Now, the person sitting next to you, she would like to see what that ball would feel like. Come on.
Got him to end the inning. You know what we say to that guy? Grab some wood there, bud.
Hey, grab some wood there, bud.
And we only talk about the players, so I quickly wanted to acknowledge two coaches that got brought up this September as well. Dan Roan, the AAA affiliate, the Giants AAA affiliate, the Fresno Grizzlies manager, and Hensley Bam Bam Mullins. Can you think of a more perfect name for the hitting instructor for the Giants AAA team? And I just wanted everyone to know that it is a reward for these guys to be brought up, but they work really hard, and they actually serve as call-up consultants, especially when the Giants face the Diamondbacks. Their minor league affiliate also plays in the PCL, the Pacific Coast League, and they go to these guys all the time for information. Dwayne?
And the first pitch, Velez hit it right at Parra, and Parra made a nice running catch. That's right. When you have as many players in uniform that the Giants have, you need extra coaches. And their day does not start at 7 o'clock at night. They are out here at 2 o'clock.
Well, they're on the field or in the batting cage, but I mean, coaches' lives, they really get here around noon, and sometimes even before that. There's Dan Roan, who was the skipper this year at Fresno. Good baseball man.
Here's Fred Lewis.
One thing about the coaching staff in our generation, and they always got to the ballpark early as well, but they didn't have to go through a lot of tape. And coaches now, they spend a lot of time in that video room.
Billy Hayes, one of the best guys that we've ever been around.
Yeah, good baseball man right there. Billy Hayes is a rookie when we were in Chicago. He was one of our rookie comps, a former first-round pick. And His whole life's been baseball, and it didn't. And his career ended as a player, and he went right into the coaching ranks. He was a minor league manager for many years. Sees the game really well, teaches it really well.
Lewis bounces it foul. Lewis is 0 for 2.
Billy Hayes is one of those guys. If you want an answer, ask him a question, and you're going to get the answer. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. And that's the type of leader you want, especially in the minor league system. It'd be so easy to blow smoke to a young player. He doesn't. He tells them like it is. You want to get there, you got to work hard. Here's how you get there.
Got him. Lewis strikes out. He's 0 for 3.
Sharks games will be on Comcast Sportsnet California this season, and the new season, new network. Check out the Sharks, and you can do it this Saturday as they will take on the Ducks. Hockey Export pregame live starts at 6:30. You'll see it on Comcast Cable 89, 721 HD, DirecTV 698, and Dish Network 409.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval on the ground on the first pitch. And Mulvey's going to have a 1-2-3 fifth inning, his second of the game. Martha James. Don't go!
Freeze cam, and we go back to a play that brought a seed to home, but Travis Ishikawa says, you know what, as good as that arm is, it's not good enough to get me. He scores a run, and the Giants 3-run second, and that's our Coors Light Freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Also gives you an idea of how the player sliding in can really hurt their shin on that shin guard that the catcher is wearing. Dad's in charge. Ice cream all around for the kids. Dad's got his gamer. He's got the foam finger. He's got the kids' sweatshirts. He's got the napkins. He is multitasking, folks. Montero on the ground to Ishikawa. Bounces off his chest. He recovers. 1 out. Montero was spectacular last night.
Oh, he was. I mean, he hit 2 home runs. Look at the fastball right at the belt, inside corner off Jonathan Sanchez. And the one pitch in the entire evening of Jonathan Sanchez, and it's this pitch right here, a 3-2 fastball, pretty much the same location. He wanted, he shook off a call at the outside corner from Molina, and that is what he thought about. Aside from that pitch, he threw the ball well.
Here's Reynolds. Reynolds takes low and away. On the ground foul as it shoots into the seats.
But you watch Reynolds swing the bat. You talk about world-class bat speed. He's got it. 44 home runs.
Two balls and one strike. Yep.
Are you in?
You know, Mike, if they said you got to pick between your partner or that popcorn, I don't know if I could beat Billy Hayes and give you the truth. Two balls and one strike as Reynolds steps out. Popped him up, but that's going to be a souvenir. Mike, I think I know your answer to this, but it really is a good question. It's Phyllis from Fair Oaks. Who is your favorite all-time Dodger?
Frank Howard.
That's the guy I would have picked.
And he was kind of like, he didn't strike out as much, but he was kind of like the Mark Reynolds of that Dodger team. He could hit the ball a long way.
Lifted into center field as Rowan circles underneath it. 2 outs.
And you know, it was really a thrill for me when we first went back to Washington to play the Nationals, and they were still playing at RFK Stadium, the stadium that the Washington Senators used to play in, and Frank Howard played there. And we could see the balls, the seats that were painted a separate color, marking the balls that Frank Howard had hit there. And it was just, it was fantastic for me to see that, because he really was a childhood idol of mine.
Here's Parra. You know my favorite?
Yes, I do.
Who?
Eddie Matthews.
Dodger.
Oh, no. I didn't know you had one.
Jeff Kent.
Jeff Kent. That's a good call.
Parra takes low. 2 balls and no strikes.
That was one of the highlights of this year, bringing Jeff Kent back, having him be the forever Giant, and hearing the ovation that he got from these great fans.
Penny knocks it down, and he will underhand it to Ishikawa. How about that? He is not going to rub it, folks. It's 4-1 Giants. Take that ball. Can Ellis and Curry play together? That is the question, folks. That is the question. Tonight at 10:30.
Not many guys in that dugout bigger than Brad Penny, and there's one of them.
You know what? I'd love to eavesdrop on that conversation.
It's got to be about what he saw. The guy swing.
Could be about Reynolds. It could be about maybe about Reynolds. Randy Johnson played with Mark Reynolds. 0-1 pitch to Uribe, and Uribe swings and misses.
It's amazing how you'll pick up something during the course of a ball game that would give you a tip as to how to pitch a guy. And hitters see it. Hitters study other hitters. And they'll tell you if a guy's pulling out. A hitter will see that a lot of times before a pitcher will. See, that guy's losing that whole outside part of the plate. He's pulling off the ball, pitching away. He's not going to hurt you. And that, gets you an out. Get you out in a big situation.
Uribe hits it high and foul and a souvenir.
That's some of the things that I really miss when I retired. Was that Giants team in '89, the last team that I ever played on. After a ball game, you were talking about the game you just played. You were talking about something that you saw that could possibly help you win that game the next day. Somebody's swing, some pitcher who was tipping, some pitcher was throwing a certain pitch in a certain situation, what to look for in a ground ball situation, how you like to start guys off.
And Uribe on a breaking ball, a late swing and a miss.
Well, tomorrow is the final game of the Giants D-back series, and for just $10 you can say goodbye to your San Francisco Giants and give them a salute for the season they brought you here. You can also receive a $5 credit towards food and beverage by just presenting your ticket at a concession stand to redeem it. This is a thank you to our loyal fans of the orange and black. Take advantage of this great offer. Go to sfgiants.com and enter the coupon code THANKS.
Here's Bowker.
Hey, the FBI's here.
Bowker singled and he's flied out. Carson from Reno wants to know, how many times in a day do you thank your lucky stars for your job?
Oh, at least 100. At least 100.
We do not take this job for granted.
Well, you said at one time you thought the luckiest thing that ever happened to you was your first job. That was as a big league player. And then you found out that you were just as lucky you become a broadcaster. And it's so true. We hit the jackpot twice.
And the common denominator is we got to come to the ballpark in both of those jobs.
Yeah, every day. Go to the yard, go to the clubhouse, laugh hard 10 times every day, at least. Strike three called, and Bowker is not going to be happy about that.
And for Bowker, he is now 1 for 3.
Inside corner. And Brian Knight said, look pretty good from here. 4th strikeout for Mulvey. 2 of those strikeouts have been called strike threes. Gear up, sit fastball, let her go. One thing that Mulvey has done is he's got that changeup over a number of times here, and it's made his fastball look a little better. Start of the ball game, Giants came out smoking. Every ball they were hitting the first time through the lineup was hard, and he has since settled things down. The only real mistake that he had was a 2-out home run to Eli Whiteside. And a lot of it has to do with that 2-pitch combination, the changeup and the fastball. 2 best pitches in the game. You get a guy with a good fastball changeup, you don't even need a breaking ball.
2-2. Mulvey is a pitch away from striking out the side.
Probably be his last inning. He's due to hit third at the top of the seventh.
Ooh, just inside. 3-2.
Good pitch. I mean, you could see why the D-backs like this guy. I mean, his numbers weren't really strong coming into today's ball game, but he's settled things in. Got a nice little rhythm going now.
Hit on the ground. Allen flips it to the pitcher covering to end the inning. Through 6 innings, we got more questions, folks. Well, this week, Tim Lincecum and the Giants struck out 8 batters against the Cubs, earning fans $8 off tickets to tomorrow's game against the Diamondbacks, and Lincecum is starting. It's a $9 bleacher seat, so reserve your seats now by logging on to sfgiants.com. And to receive your K-Zone discount, use the coupon code GIANTSK when purchasing tickets online. (4-1) Giants as Eric Burns will lead things off. Burns, Allen, and then a pinch hitter. And Burns takes a strike. Burns has bounced out, and then he reached on an error, a Brad Penny throwing error. And here he lines this one past Uribe into left field for a leadoff single. And that's the first hit for Arizona since Reynolds singled in the 4th inning. Here's Brandon Allen. Allen popped out in the 2nd, drew a walk in the 4th. First pitch popped up. Sandoval through the coaching box, and Sandoval makes the catch.
That is such a gift, a 1-pitch out, especially deep in a ball game. I mean, anytime you get a 1-pitch out, it's great, but especially when you get the 7th, 8th, and 9th, a 1-pitch out, it's like, thank you. Especially when you have one on and nobody out.
Here's Alex Romero. He will be the pinch hitter. Ken from Tahoe City. I'm not sure how to take this question. Hey guys, do you have someone help you with your wardrobe?
We do. We absolutely do. Folks at Patrick James.
Well, I kind of took it like, hopefully it wasn't, you guys need some help with your wardrobe.
No.
Yes, we're very well taken care of by the folks at Patrick James. Mike, I know you have, and I never did because I wasn't a golfer at the time. Steve K from Squaw Valley, you guys ever hit golf balls from home plate?
We have.
And Candlestick you did, didn't you?
Well, we actually went behind home plate where the grass was.
On the ground to third, around the horn. In the dirt, not in time. Fielder's choice for Romero.
Well, I thought off the crack of the bat, as hard as this was hit, it's going to be a no-brainer. But Eugenio sort of upended some severe heat put on him by Eric Burns, who will do that. Would he have been better off going behind the bag?
You know, Mike, in order to go behind the bag, you got to get to the bag a lot sooner. Velez got there a little late, and if you get there late, there's only one way you can go.
Again, a sign of inexperience?
No, because you just don't expect a ball to be hit hard at the third baseman. You're more anticipating a ball hit to the shortstop or to you. That way you're never going to play that close. As this is lifted into center field, and Rowan will make the catch to end the inning. I want to talk more about hitting golf balls at Candlestick. That's important.
Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly. By Blue Shield of California. For affordable health plans to cover the unexpected, Shield helps. Visit BlueShieldCA.com. And by Comcast HD, with more HD than anyone, period.
All right, let's check out our McDonald's game summary. It's a 4-1 lead for the Giants. Arizona out hitting the Giants. Upton and Montero. Last night 3 for 8. Tonight 1 for 6. 4 strikeouts. Whiteside's had a terrific game. He's got 3 RBIs. Penny has been outstanding with 5 strikeouts. And that's our McDonald's game summary.
Strong outing from Brad Penny. Well, right now it's going to be Blaine Boyer that takes the ball and when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. You see the body of work from Boyer this summer. And with Boyer, he's a 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He's a perfect swingman type of an arm. He can spot start you when you need one.
Rowan drives it to right. Upton over. Upton on the track makes the catch. And Rowan is retired. Carney Lansford asked me today to send our condolences out to the Zamora family. Carney's father-in-law passed away last night, so certainly our condolences to his entire family. And here's Eli Whiteside, who's got 3 RBIs in this game, and he takes a strike. And 10 coming in. He's got 13. On the ground, up the middle, and Whiteside with his third hit. Have a night.
Have a night.
This was his big fly off the fair pole.
Mobley tried to go inside, and really, if Mobley watches this hit, he'll say, I threw that ball where I wanted to. Just an excellent job of being able to stay inside the inside fastball, barrel it up, and show some pop.
So in golf, what would that be?
Wedge.
Wedge or a 9-iron? Penny takes outside. So when you're behind home plate at Candlestick, were you trying to hit the ball out of the stadium to center field?
Well, we were right next to the screen, and we were trying to hit balls right over section 61 out of the stadium.
Penny bunts it in the air. It's caught by Boyer.
And the guy that put on the show was Chili Davis. Chili Davis could hit it out of Candlestick with a 3-iron, and that's amazing.
Yeah, John Abendroth, he's done it many times.
He's one of the Bay Area's really great golfers.
And he's always got that happy grin on his face, too.
Well, that's the happy grin section of the stands right down there. John holds the course record at the Olympic Club, 62. He's a player. I think they're having any fun down there in the party pit.
I'd like to know if we just kept the camera on John, would he just look like that all night?
This time of night he would.
I guess they didn't invite Mitch, huh?
He's the guy. He's on a beer run right now, I think. Yeah. All day on the golf course, go to the yard at night, watch a game. Life is good.
Have a beverage. Talk about your score at the Olympic Club.
Yeah. I'm going to play in that group. That's a good bunch.
1 ball and 1 strike to Velez, who's 1 for 3, but he's hit the ball hard every time up. One ball and 2 strikes. Whiteside goes, bounce to Drew. Drew's only play will be at first, and that will end the inning. 8th inning coming up. It remains 4-1 Giants.
see right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, and it is going to be a matchup of two good ones. Dan Herron, the right-hander on the hill for the D-backs, taking on Tim Lincecum. And folks, these are two of the best arms in the National League. Tomorrow, check it out, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, 12:30, Giants D-backs. Oh yeah.
Penny, through 7 innings, has allowed a run on 6 hits.
Been outstanding. A well-pitched game. Been very consistent. I got a question for you.
All right, shoot 5, baby.
This is from Scott from San Francisco. Crooked Kayak, did you guys make more money as players or as broadcasters?
And a strike. Well, I've been doing this 12 or 13 or 14 years longer than I played as a player, so probably as broadcaster. Foul back.
No, I was a player. I made more as a player.
It's because you were good.
So were you. You hit 275 in a 10-year career.
Yeah, baby.
Here's from Jonah Lisa from San Jose. Do you guys ever get free samples from the Acme Chop House?
Down the right field line. Foul.
She says, I wish my boyfriend would take me there, but he's always too busy watching the game. I heard that place is fantastic. Well, it is. And Big John will, on occasion, send up some sandwiches for us. And we always enjoy it.
Speaking of restaurants, we were at the Water Bar today.
We were. Pete Sitnick, the Water Bar, set a great lunch for us up. And it was a gentleman by the name of Luther Kashigian that was the winner at a Bashoff auction to have lunch with all the broadcasters of the Giants. He brought his son Grant, and we had a great time. The meal was fantastic, and we laughed out loud hard many times.
We sat outside on a sunny day, right by the water. Cut it out.
Can't beat it.
Roberts pops this one up. It should be playable for Ishikawa.
Well, a reminder to tune in to Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast, NBC Bay Area tonight at 11, and wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area weekday morning starting at 4:30 a.m. Here's a question from Tim from Manteca. Is an agent necessary for a player just drafted? Not always. At what point is one needed? If you're in the top 15, top 20, you need an agent. If you're not, you don't need an agent. You need your dad.
Upton takes down low. Well, I mean, Mike, I think you almost have to be more specific than that. If you're a junior and you want to maintain your eligibility while you're negotiating, you can't get an agent. That doesn't mean your dad can't talk to one, as this is popped to Bowker in right field. 2 outs. Proposal?
He asked, and she said yes. We found out the true story. The two of them were setting us up. He was going to ask, and she was going to say no.
Oh.
But then she deked him, and she said yes, and now he's hooked.
And John Abendroth was having a beer on account of it.
Here's a question from Morgan from Sacramento. Do you think Will Clark would make a good bench coach for the Giants? I think Will Clark would be a good at anything that he would try to do in this game.
There's a shot on one hop, and that'll end the inning. Penny through 8 has been terrific. of the sights and sounds of what has happened here at AT&T Park on a night where the Giants have a 4-1 lead, mostly because of the offensive hitting of Eli Whiteside.
Well, he's been the offense, and Brad Penny has been the arm. He has been fantastic. Two lefty coming in for D-backs, Daniel Slurif. Don't let those numbers fool you. He's got great stuff. 20 strikeouts and 17 in the third.
Mulvey, Boyer, and Schlereth. Dad and daughter looking good.
Oh, yeah.
Brad H. from Gilroy wants to know what's the best restaurant you guys ate at on the road this season. Mike?
Ocean Air, San Diego.
Here's Fred Lewis. Lewis, line drive right at the shortstop, Drew. 1 out.
Time now for our Panda Cam. It's brought to you by Panda Express. Try Sweet Fire Chicken Breast only at Panda Express. And let's watch his routine, how he gets in that batter's box. The electric slide, 2-toe tap, 3-tap, 4-foot head tap, wipe it clean, step out, adjust your gloves. All right, good to go. And the Panda fans, they love it.
Sandoval 0 for 2 with a walk.
So which
mine is in Philadelphia, Alma de Cuba, for a number of reasons. One, it was fantastic. And two, Jim Lynch paid for it.
that's a good one. He paid for the whole party.
It's a party of like 15.
How about the Carnivore in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Tonight we had dinner with Dick Stockton.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
We tried to outstory him and we were losing.
Yeah, we had no chance.
2-0 to Sandoval. Down low. 3 balls and no strikes. But that was one of the fun nights of the year, talking to Dick and listening to his stories. Sandoval takes the walk, a 1-out walk for Juan Uribe. It's been a slow night for the Ball Dudes. That's Dennis Olson, Ted Griggs' cousin, and his uncle Ron Olson down the first base line. I can't remember them even touching a ball.
They got nothing. That's how good Brad Penny's been. They haven't even hit good foul balls tonight.
Uribe takes way outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
This might be a little chewing out right here. After catcher coming out to talk to the young pitcher. So you throw at a speed that you can control. You're overthrown. Slow it down. Lucille?
One of our questions, by the way, was what's the name of the person inside the Lucille costume, and that we cannot give that out. That is major secret stuff.
Major secret stuff.
But it is the same person every time you come to the park.
I will say this. He used to be the mayor of San Francisco. And that's all we'll tell you.
Out of play, 1-2. Here's my call. Lucille is going to get some competition in the next couple of years. Because don't you know there's going to be a panda costume?
Oh, yeah. That's coming.
And that little pop-up is out of play.
Okay, I got a question for you. From Joe from Sacramento. Outside of baseball, who is the most famous person you've met?
Uribe out swinging.
Well, that's the type of stuff we're talking about from Surf. I mean, it's nasty. Breaking ball is legit. And what they hope this guy evolves into is a guy who has a little more command of his stuff. But that is a big league snapper. Very Jeremy Affeldt-like. Most famous person.
Outside of baseball?
Outside of baseball.
Does that mean it can't be a player?
Yeah, it can't be a player. Outside can't be a baseball anything.
Can't be Larry Bear?
No. You don't have to say that till next year. That's our option here. I got to go with Bob Hope. Carlos Santana.
Bobson pops this one back. Montero cannot, because he runs out of room.
I mean, it's been great being around the ballpark because you're going to meet a lot of entertainers, politicians, mayors, governors, senators, presidents.
There's film of you meeting a president.
It's true.
But clearly, Bob Hope, that's better.
That's a good one. He was a good man. Funny, too.
2-2.
So who is your most famous guy?
No, it's probably
John Deere.
A little too green for me as Bowker swings and misses to end the inning. Maybe Jerry Lewis.
That's a good one.
Well, we'd like to thank all of our fans. Ask Kruk and Kipe tonight, brought to you by Subway Eat Fresh. In the first hour, we had 1,500 questions, and talking to Nate Stuhlbarg, who is printing up all the questions. Over 3,000 total. Of course, we only had a chance to answer maybe 30 or 40 of those, but again, we'd like to thank you for participating. As going out to pitch the ninth is Brad Penny.
Andres Torres in left. Nate Scherholtz goes to right.
You can also do this when the baseball season is over with Drew and Randy. Just go to csnbayarea.com, ask them a question. And Jim and Bob with the Warriors, they will also answer your questions. So this does not end tonight. Reynolds swings and misses. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Brian Wilson easing his way down to Giants bullpen. Next pitch will be number 106 for Brad Penny.
Well, he can hit some high pop-ups as Scherholtz comes jogging in, and he makes the catch. He's got tremendous bat speed.
He really does. That's a question.
Here's Parra. Parra is 0 for 3.
I've had a number of people write in to say, should the Giants re-sign Brad Penny in the offseason? As far as we're concerned, we're good.
We're good with the idea of yes.
He's been fantastic. 6 starts. And really just the one in LA that was not a good one. The other 5, fantastic. And he could have won all of those 5 games, and including this one. He's been fantastic tonight.
On the ground to Sandoval. He backhands it, the barrel of the bat over the mound, and Sandoval throws him out. 2 down.
Well, 1 out away from his first complete game of the year. And a changeup. Circle change right off the end of the bat of Parra. And that bat died hard.
So all the fans here tonight on their feet as Eric Burns stands in. And Burns bounces it to Uribe. This should do it. And that's the ball game. Brad Penny goes 9. He picks up his 4th win of the season. He allows an unearned run. He gets a hug from Eli Whiteside, and the Giants win game 2 of this 3-game series.